Hi everybody,
Hello.
welcome to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast, episode 54.
We checked. Yes, we're back in my kitchen. It doesn't seem, it's not quite 2 weeks ago, so it doesn't, that's why it seems quite soon. But some knitting has been done. There aren't many FOs this week.
No, well,
this episode, but
Rachel had so many last time.
yeah.
What do you expect? And I had none, so
Yeah, it's going to even up, isn't
Yeah.
it, eventually? Anyway.
And we'll just give you a little weather check in the UK. We're back to autumn weather.
But
It's a weird time though, isn't it? Because it's not cold, but it's
no.
absolutely tipping it
But
down.
the other
I think.
day it was 20 degrees, and they said that was the average
For August.
for the end of August, yeah, the seasonal. So we think of it as the bank holiday. We always think as sunny and on the beach and stuff like that, but it's not.
Well, I don't know. I can't remember. There's so many bank holidays when
Yeah.
the weather's miserable.
Anyway, just introduce ourselves because
We're in the UK.
if this is the first time you're watching us,
Yeah, it's a bit of a car crash. We don't edit. We just chat for a bit. We tell you all about the things we're doing.
and also this might not be the best episode to start with.
We always say that, but
Well,
then
we don't know.
people really
And it's
like
going to be
them,
the same. It's going to be the same as same old.
Yeah.
But
So we follow the normal
admin,
FOs.
what we're wearing.
Yeah, FOs, whips, acquisitions.
So up front, no FOs from me this week.
Well,
Got some hose. Somebody asked what a hoe was, and we mentioned that before.
yeah.
It's a half-finished object. So the
Should
pair of
it not be a
socks.
huffer?
So it's like a one sock of a pair or one mitten of a pair.
Yeah. Or I guess like once you get past the yoke of a sweater, is that
No.
like a half? No?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Anyway, we're twins. Hence the name. Twinset
And I
Purl.
finish Jo's sentences a lot, which drives her mad. And I try hard not to do it, but I've been doing it all my life, so it's a bit difficult
Yeah.
sometimes.
Anyway, I'm Jo, and I'm the older twin.
I'm Rachel. I'm the younger twin by 4 minutes, but it means a lot. Twins will know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're doing well,
Yes.
and we are back for another exciting episode in rainy Didcot. So
we've got things to mention.
yeah,
We've got a Zoom
on tomorrow.
happening tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock UK time, which is still British summertime.
Yeah. The information is in. It will be in these show notes that Jo's going to do as soon as she can.
Yeah.
But it's in. The information is in the last episode's show notes. So, pardon me, just under
Under the current KAL information
there's
is
then
the
the
link.
Zoom. Yeah.
So there's a link, there's the number, and there's a
password.
password.
So
Everything's
just-
there.
Yeah, but the link you should just go straight.
Yeah. So we're doing that on Sunday at 4
Mhm.
p.m.
And
just to give a different time for people.
yeah,
To,
and we'll just chat until people are.
yeah.
But we had a lovely time last time. It was so nice. The time just flies by, so it's worth having another one.
Yeah.
Seeing as I've paid the Zoom fee. Although we did think that if people are enjoying them, it's definitely worth.
How much is
It's
Zoom?
£16 a month,
Right.
but we stopped paying for Canva now.
Yeah. We could do a couple a month, couldn't we? If people are up for it.
Canva
And
wanted
then
to double the fee.
And then we could do things like answering people's questions about patterns and stuff like that. If people,
Yeah,
I've
we could
got-
have, or we could have a Q&A. People could send their questions in about what it's like growing up with Jo as your older sister.
what was it like growing up with me as yours?
It was lovely.
fabulous.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was. I don't remember, apart from a small period of which I'm told about. I don't remember when I was about 3 or 4, and I insisted on being called a boy's name because I didn't want to be an identical twin. When I was about 3, so obviously that didn't last that long.
And I had a boyfriend and you didn't. We used to leave you.
When you were really little. Charlie, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So leaving looking after the bikes in case the Indians came when we were playing cowboys and Indians in the golf course.
And we'd run off to the Me and Charlie would go off and play on our own. Sorry, I just find that funny.
I know, and eat curly whirlies without me. Anyway, that hasn't scarred me for life.
So if also if you're not from the UK, a curly whirly was a fairly cheap chocolate bar. It was Cadbury's. It was nice chocolate, but it's got like, it's basically caramel with chocolate, but it's got holes like a ladder. So there's holes in it, so it's not like
it's probably
full
really
on,
cheap to make.
Yeah, it's not a full on bar of chocolate. You
can still get them.
And we used to ship. Charlie's mum used to cut them up, and we used to share them.
She made curly whirly swirlies without even knowing. Oh my goodness!
And she also we used to share a Mars bar between like 4 of us.
Well, who can you imagine having a whole Mars bar?
But Mars bars were bigger then.
Oh right, okay.
Mars bars were bigger than they are now.
They seemed bigger.
Well, no, I think they were bigger.
Right, we've got to start talking about this shawl because I need to take it off.
Okay, fine. So
sorry.
That's
reminiscence over.
So the Zoom's happening on Sunday. We've still got a KAL going. We've got another month to
and
knit.
Jo is adding.
So, yeah, so it's the Knit the Family KAL. We have lots of patterns that are named after family members. The list is in our Ravelry group in the chatter thread.
Yeah.
There's also an FO thread. So end of September, the KAL
You can
wins.
now knit the Roofie, which is a 1 skein shawl, and Jo's new version of this
new
new
version
FO,
of Maurice,
which you can. She talked about it on the last podcast as well.
Yeah.
But you can now knit.
So
those
I'll
as
be
well.
adding this to the Maurice pattern on Monday.
Yeah.
So you would have a month to knit a 1
Can I
skein
just
shawl.
say how cute that looks?
Oh, thanks.
It's beautiful.
The yarn, well, part of it's the yarn. The yarn's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've got the 1 skein Maurice on, and you've got the 2.
Were you gonna take it off, or don't you want to take it off to show?
I was going to take it off and show the difference.
Oh right. So I'm wearing the 3 skein.
Yeah, well, it's two and a bit.
Yeah, it's not 3. You need 3 skeins.
You need 3 skeins, but it's not 3 full skeins. It's a big shawl.
I might have to get you just to scratch my back. An itch. Oh, thank you. That's what your twin's for. So Maurice is beautiful, and I just finished one a few months ago. If you look back at the few episodes,
and your yarn was beautiful.
And if you come into the southern, it'll be
on the Bird Street
stand. Oh, it smells nice. It smells of you as well. But it's this lovely big.
Yeah, and this one's knit.
This lace, which is the Maurice lace.
This one's knit in Kremke lazy linen, which is merino and linen. It may not be merino, wool and linen.
But you can't really tell I can't really tell there's linen.
No,
I suppose you look really closely.
I think it gives. There's a few little linen,
but it feels woolly.
fibres.
It feels much more woolly.
Well, it is 90%.
Oh right, okay. Anyway,
So
the other one off.
That's the full size one, and then this is the 1 skein.
We're just going to put it from one end.
Do it on the other, do it on that side. So somebody had messaged us asking how they would make a shallower Maurice, and this is how you do it. So I'm going to put the.
So this is this is the length comparison. So that's held together at one end, and then Jo showed the other end, and it's that much shorter.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't want it any longer, I don't think.
No,
it looks nice. I mean, you want to get it out of 1 skein.
Yeah,
and B,
and you don't want it much shallower than that.
And if anybody saw Jo's stories this week, she had like that much yarn.
My yarn management was
on point.
Superb. Yes. So it's a lot shallower.
But nice to wear.
Yeah.
In the autumn, and just like a little neck warmer.
Yeah, and also I mean, like it doesn't look ridiculous.
I know, it's
just
lovely. Just like
that.
Yeah. No. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's slightly different because there's so much of the yarn goes into the border. It's got very different
rates, I think.
Different numbers to the power of 3, which are the other 1 skein. shawls.
Look at mine.
Oh yes. So so I'll be putting those instructions into the Maurice pattern, and the update will go out to everybody who's already got the pattern. And
this time Jo will tell you in the first email.
oh, and the thing we didn't mention very often is the fact that if you watch the podcast, there's also a podcast bonus discount on our patterns. So if you
don't have Maurice already,
if you use the code bonus20, you get 20% off the pattern.
But this Maurice is in, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking that pattern's not in, but you're adding it to Maurice.
Yeah.
And
so wait until
Jo sent out an email.
I will add it to the information on.
I'm confusing people by saying another thing.
I'll add the information to the front page of Maurice, so you'll know.
Right.
If you bought it now, you get the update. So it's a bit moot point.
But you sent out an update this week of Cecil.
Yes,
It
a lady
literally
contacted have me.
How many Cecils have there been?
Yeah, a lady contacted me and said, on section 6 there's a number that doesn't make sense. And I mean, I had 20 testers. Yeah. Everybody must have used the charts to knit it.
And they got
nobody noticed.
And they got
number.
to that stage.
Yeah. So I changed the number. Just sent out a message saying a small errata has been fixed. Didn't say what it was.
Within 10 minutes.
Most people don't say in their messages, to be honest. A lot. But
they might say this update is changing to my normal layout. There are no changes to the pattern. But anyway, within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I had 5 emails on Twinset and Purl email. What's the correction? I'm on section 6 and I blah 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 blah. I'm on such and such and what's the correction? And I was just like, I said to Jo, I'm not emailing all these people back. You can send out another.
So I did, and it was fine.
Yes.
And I learnt my lesson, and I won't be doing that again.
I was thinking, ooh, all these emails. Oh.
Anyway, so the yarn for this was BotanicalYarn non-superwash merino in the colourway Woolen Folk 2022.
And you've just steam blocked it, haven't you?
Yeah.
You haven't blocked it.
Steam blocked it. I gave it a bit of stretch because, to be honest, I think although there's 400 metres on the non-superwash, I think it's a bit more grabby somehow, and it was only about 54 inches before I steam blocked it. So I steamed it and pulled it a bit. Yeah. So I got it to 60 inches because I think you need. I mean, it was finishing here, and I think you definitely need a tiny bit longer.
That's lovely.
So, but this yarn is beautiful. It's got these dark plummy colours and some green,
murky green,
which is my fave. So I'm really liking one skein Maurice. I think he's
great.
Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is put in the instructions for getting the most out of your skein of yarn, and then put in what I did.
Perfect.
On this.
And so that's a 1 skein shawl that you can join in the knit along with.
Yeah.
And we will be drawing a prize when Jo gets back from a holiday. And the KAL runs till the end of September.
So we've got 1 grand prize, and I think we should do some prizes from the chatter. So not just everybody's finished. We've
done that though all the way along. We've done 2 other prizes, and we have got like a smaller prize for 2 people as well as the grand prize. So 3 prizes.
So we'll do 1 from Instagram. Will we? 1 from.
We haven't got an FO thread. We've done 1 in.
We've got an FO thread.
We haven't.
We have.
In Instagram.
Not in Instagram.
No. We could start one, and people could post their pictures, but we don't. I'm happy to do it. All along we said it was from Ravelry.
Oh right, okay, fine.
And we'll have prizes for other things. We're going to start another little long in November. So, you know, rein it in, rein it in, Jo. We are quite generous with our prizes, I think people will say. Anyway, and that's your FO.
I've got another FO.
Have you?
Well, it's not quite. It's got a lot of ends. But I did finish.
Shall I just quickly talk about what I'm wearing, which people might be interested in? This is a.
Is it pattern though? It's not.
No, it's not a pattern, but it's the Lady Violet sweater with
made it all funny.
I know, it's knitted in Drips Belle, so it's
a sample yarn.
Yeah, so it's a DK knitted on a 6mm needle, and I changed the pattern that I put here from the Lady Violet lace, and I did a little split hem, and I've got a I-cord wind off, but yeah, and it's in the colour Rosewater in Drips Belle.
That's the same as mine.
And I've worn it before on the podcast, so, but it's kind of, it's a nice.
I don't know what's going on with the front. That's better.
It's a nice in between, because it's got sleeves, but it's cotton, and yeah. But I do feel like it's washing me out a bit.
No, it's not.
I'm going to sit closer to the
It looks
light.
fine.
Right. So you got another FO.
Oh
yes. And it's living in the bag I'm coveting.
It's living in my redesigned big boy. Redesigned project pouch.
I want one of those for my birthday.
Just delicious.
Please and thank you.
Do you want it in your colours?
Yeah,
we'll have to source it then. So this is Chris.
For some reason I thought you'd finished sewing the ends in.
No.
Do you want me to put that on there for you?
So these are the yarns.
Shall I hold the mohair?
So this is the main yarn, which is alpaca, linen and silk from Yarn Undyed, or Undyed Yarn company, that I got at Yarndale, and it's lovely yarn.
And these are the mohair minis from BotanicalYarn, which is a fade that I put together from the bargain bin, and Jo had from me to do this.
Well, there's still enough you could do.
There is plenty left
You can have them back if you want.
Oh, brilliant. And they're already wound.
So this is Chris. He hasn't been blocked yet because there's a lot of ends to sew in. I actually quite enjoy it though, but I did lose my needle that I've been using, which
really?
I found.
Oh, not down the sofa.
No, I haven't found it. I've just got another one.
That's beautiful. He's beautiful. You need to wear him at the Southern.
Yeah.
Nice that top actually.
So I think it's created a beautiful fabric.
Yeah. The test knit is going on as we speak, and I will show
you. Surprise, not many people have opted to do this version because of all the ends. I think one person. I don't even know if they're going to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's beautiful, Jo.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yes.
So
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I've got two other versions to finish. Do you know when something just works like this?
Was in your head and it came out.
Yeah, and for the just under the Cecil numbers, you get 2 repeats of that across.
3, isn't it?
There's 3. No, it's 5 large, 5 small to there.
Right.
5 large, 5
small.
Oh,
I meant the. I thought you meant the colours.
Yeah, I do mean the colours.
All right. But a large and a small of each.
A large and a small of each
right,
colour. Twice. But I just love the way some of the yarn, some of the mohair is like really solid.
Yeah.
And then you get ones like that bump.
Yeah.
Where it's much plummier. And then you get greener bits and stuff. Yeah, so it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, because that one's got
Yeah.
some green in it, and then this one has got
So
beautiful.
Yeah, so I will be finishing that for.
You know what I'm tempted to do?
What?
Just hold it, knit from the centre and hold it double, and just knit a tube.
Yeah.
And then in the fade.
Yeah, so you could start with that one on its own, 2 strands, and then bring one of those in, and then bring 2 of the same. Yeah, that would be beautiful. Weigh it and see how much you've got all together.
2/3 and a third. Yeah. Right, so I'll show you mine, Chris, which is not.
Yeah, so the test knit started on Monday, and
I'm doing the random.
yeah, some people are following. So there's 3 versions. That one, which is mohair on every other square. There's one where it's just like I've put in random ones and I've charted the pattern so that people can do exactly
people who can't do random on their own.
People can do my version. Then there's also the crosses version, and a few people are doing that one. And then a few people have decided to do their own,
which is what I'm doing. And mine is living in my soft accent bag, which I got at Wonderwool.
Oh, it was, it's Jackie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was her birthday.
It was, yeah.
So happy birthday.
She had a discount if anybody managed to grab a bargain.
Yeah.
So I love it. And I'm going to show you my yarn first of all. So my main colour is Deli Bliss Fine Donegal in the Flint colourway, and you can see it's got these purples and green, navy and blue splodges, tweedy effect. And then I have 3 Cumulus alpaca
from Fibre Space,
brushed alpaca silk.
Fibre Space.
Yeah, and that is Moonlight.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you describe that as Moonlight?
No, that is Thistle. And I can't remember what this one is called. I think it might be Cranberry or something like that. And I have finished section 1 and started section 2. So that's where section 2 starts. Well, I've only done that much. But if you hold out that bit there, you can see my... Because when Jo told me about this, her idea, this was my idea.
Of what I was going to do.
Yeah, just like a little pop of colour in random places. So I'm very...
Alright, so you've only done one of that one so far.
Yeah, section 1. Section 2 is that blob there. Oh yeah, then I've mapped it out.
Yeah.
Rather than just doing one.
In the pattern you'll get 3 versions.
I think I've
charted, and then you'll get
over there for some reason.
Anyway, that'll be fine. You can just drop it on the next row. You'll get the chart without any colours on it, and then you can choose your own.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it, and it is part of my 30 minutes knitting a day. So. But once there's a couple more things I'm going to show. Once they're done, I'm not going to cast on much more. I might cast on one thing that I fancy doing. Yeah, so that's my
Chris.
And how many should we talk about our?
Yeah, I've got Simon, a sock, and a new design, and then some acquisition.
Right, I've got quite a bit. I've got some socks and a sweater. We'll talk about our Simons because we're both doing a Simon. So you've seen these, if you watch the podcast, you've seen these before, but mine is now living in my bag I got from White Stuff, which is really pretty inside. And
it's pretty outside.
It kind of just goes with what my colour palette at the moment. So I'm knitting This is my 4th Simon, and I really wanted one in the original yarn, which is Knitting for Olive, merino. Oh, hit myself in the face.
Are you, how many are in it?
God only knows, Jo.
2. I've only knit 2.
What?
This one.
And the original?
And the 2 original ones. I don't think I've knit another one, have I?
Oh, I knit more than you.
Yeah.
Well, and the cowl.
Mm.
So
I did 2 cowl. I've done 2 Simon cowls.
So after
Never gets old.
so after the last podcast, or I think during the last podcast, I put in a marker to show where I was. So that's where I was last podcast. And this by now, hold that. So that's where I was, and I've now finished section 3, and I'm on the middle section.
Wow.
So he's coming along.
Did
lovely.
you go down a needle?
Yeah, I've gone down to 3.25. The middle section's quite long, but just
But worth it.
yeah, and I'm really enjoying knitting it. So it's like a bit like vanilla knitting now.
Yeah.
And I'm doing mine in rose clay and dusty aqua.
Beautiful.
And so that's my first ball. So I'm
Yeah.
and yeah, so just working away on that with my new internet friend Chris. We are doing a little knit along together. So
She's enjoying it.
she's loving it. Yeah, she's doing.
What colours is she doing?
She's doing a Malabrigo that her husband got her. She's lives in the Netherlands, I think. Belgium. Sorry, Chris. And she had some Malabrigo that her husband bought her when he came to England. And it's lovely.
Oh,
Maybe
wouldn't
like
it be nice if you had a husband that bought you yarn?
I know, I was gobsmacked.
My husband just thinks I've got too much yarn.
My husband would take a bag out with him and throw it in the bin. No, he wouldn't. That would be divorce. Right.
So mine is being held in my New York State Sheep and Wool Festival 2023 bag that was a gift from Sophie.
Is this the
Did I
sheep?
buy it or did she gift it me? I think she might have gifted it me. I can't remember.
This isn't the one that Thingy did from. No, hers
No.
is this year, isn't it?
Yeah,
So we're going to want one of those.
yeah. And
Whoever's going to round
it's
it.
nice and light. You know, just for carting stuff around. And mine is knit in Katia Concept by Katia cotton cashmere in light blue jeans or light jeans, something like that. Number 58. And
Well, you've got ball bands because you just started your new
Yeah.
balls today.
camel is number 70.
It's lovely yarn.
It is beautiful.
If you have a thing about it feels more like cotton, but it's lovely and soft to knit with. So I think if you dismiss cotton because you don't like the way it knits, it feels on your hand when you knit. I would.
This feels more like knitting with wool
Yeah.
because of that little bit of cashmere. It
lovely.
really adds to it.
And there's so many colours of this. It is a sport though, isn't it?
Yes, so
So-
I've gone up to a 3.75.
And it's a big boy.
Yeah, I
you did less in the middle,
less
didn't
in
you?
the middle. Not like, because I'm not going to run out of yarn because
No.
I've only just started the third. I bought enough yarn. 2 balls would not have been enough yardage, so I had to buy 3 balls.
Yeah.
But I've only just joined the third ones in,
So you
and so that way round. I'm on section 5, almost finished section 5. I did. How many repeats
It's
is it
amazing
in the
how
middle?
ours look so similar. When you look like that, they look so similar.
Yeah.
But close up, the caramelly colour really pop is the one that is looks like the main colour. On the camera, the blue looks like it's the main colour. It's amazing. It's a holograph effect of a.
I love him. So this is to go take on my holiday to California. So I reckon I've got, if I spent Monday, this was bank holiday in the UK, if I spent Monday knitting, I'd probably finish that, I think.
Yeah, so you might have an FO for next time.
Yeah, and then I've got 2 Chris's to finish.
Oh, he's got
We haven't got that much more to talk about.
No,
You've got a
he's
myriad of socks to talk about.
Not he. All right, we've got 2. We're going to Unravel and we're going to the Southern Wool Show. So you're not here next weekend, but you're here the following 2 weekends. So I was thinking about one podcast before you go on holiday. Right. So a friend of mine, Alex, who is lovely and has made me some lovely things in the past. She's a sewer and a knitter and a crocheter. She has, in the last few years, been getting a lot of pain in her hands, and knitting really triggers it. So she'd cast on a love note. She wanted a love note. She'd cast on one and it really hurt her hands. So she sent me the yarn. Well, first of all, she asked me if I knew anyone who'd knit her a love note. I was like, I'll knit you a love note. Then she wanted to pay me. Don't be ridiculous. So I cast this on the day after our last podcast, the Monday after our last podcast. And it's knitted, so I'd knitted, it's the same yarn that I knitted my cream one in that you were wearing in our outdoor episode, I think number 50. But I did not knit at the gauge in the pattern. Mine was knit at on 4.5 and 5 millimetre needles rather than 4.5
and you're knitting this at the gauge
on 6 millimetre needles, yeah. Just because I didn't know if I had enough yarn but I wanted to knit.
It's very small.
Does it? I was thinking the head looks small, but
the head,
the neck, the head hole.
I think the armhole looks really small.
Well, she's not very big. It's only a medium. So yeah. So it's got this sweater has a lot of positive ease built in, but this is a size medium. So I've got one sleeve to go.
How far is the sleeve going down?
Well, it's a 3. But she's tiny compared to her arm. She's skinny.
Okay, thanks.
Well, she's not.
Okay, fine.
Just saying. It'll be fine. It'll probably be come to here on it.
Right.
Anyway, I've got a sleeve to go. So Alex, if you watch this, you'll have notes when you're finished.
It's a lovely colour.
So the yarn is King Cole Finesse Cotton Silk DK, and the colour is 2829 Ice. The colour Ice. So that is, and I've enjoyed every stitch of it actually. So I've got one sleeve to go and some ends to sew in, and then give it a bit of a
steam.
Yeah, Alex is allergic to everything as well. Can't wash it in anything. And it's been living in my Paradise Island bag that Sophie brought me back from Knit City, Toronto. It's lovely. So it's perfect to just carry around the house like that.
So how long has that taken you, do you reckon?
So on Monday it'll be 2 weeks. I'll finish it before. Right. Sorry. Sock time. It's going to be a short episode, I think. So I've got 2. I keep my sock projects in one of my QBO bags by Herriott. It's the olive leather one. And I've got.
I think you should lend it to me until I can get a QBO.
And when will that be? I need a timeline.
When Hoagie brings out chocolate brown one, which is what I want.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, Hoagie won't be watching this to know that I want a chocolate brown QBO.
So this is going to look ridiculous on this sock blocker, but I've finished so I just started these socks for my dad in the last podcast, and hold on to that. So I've just picked up the stitches for the gusset on the second one. So these will get finished.
Oh, I think he's going to love them.
It's slightly irritating. The jog is irritating me a bit. They are commercial. It is commercial yarn. So it's Katia Concept Avia. And it's colour 204. So this is the third pair of this yarn that I knitted for him. And
why is the jog annoying you?
The white dot is annoying me.
Oh, right.
And occasionally it just looks like they haven't really been very careful with the dye. But it did work out incredibly well. So I started with a navy stripe, and I finished I had to do one extra row in the toe colour.
Oh, right.
So I could start again without having to wind off a whole section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't really afford to do that with Dad's socks.
No. Well, probably this will be a bit left over, but no, maybe not a whole thing. You're right. So yeah, and in this,
because the whole repeat is a good 20 rows, isn't it? More than that. And how many rows in Dad's foot?
Only 44.
All right, so it is about 20 rows.
Yeah. So that is the sock, the cuff, heel and toe, the yarn that I'm using for cuff, heel and toe for his socks. Well, I've done it in the past. I think I've been using this one for him because it's, even if it's not in the pattern, grey kind of goes with them.
And you've been doing your...
I have been doing my neat gusset. That's the way I do it now. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying stripy socks. Anybody who knits stripy socks knows that they go really quick. You just want to knit one more stripe.
Isn't it weird how, right, this is for like optical illusion, because that blue is next to that navy, it looks bigger, and then that looks really tiny, but actually it's exactly the same size.
Yeah. 4 or 5 rows in.
It's weird, isn't it? How does that to your eyes?
So they have been living in this bag, which I think I got off Etsy, Patchwork Petals. It was sold as a makeup bag, cosmetic. So, but it's really cute, and inside it's got this stripy inside. So it doesn't match the project, but it was upstairs when I was knitting. And the next sock, it's like a swap now really, is living in my baby redesigned bag. I only have one. So it's, I don't have a mummy and a baby.
I've got mummy and a daddy, and you've got a baby.
Yeah.
I've got like a baby.
I've got like a daddy.
You don't want a mummy as well.
So I showed these last time, and I said I was going to do the leg and just make a decision of what was going to happen next. So these are the Cressida socks for Bridgerton season 3. And
I really love that colour.
Yeah, it's BotanicalYarn from the floral, so there's no name, unfortunately, from the winter floral box.
When was that?
Not last Christmas, 2022. Yeah.
And what did you get? 5 skeins of? No, was it one every Sunday?
Yeah, I think there were 5, or maybe it was 8. I could look on my phone and tell you, but I showed them on Instagram.
It's not happening.
I showed them on my Instagram.
It's not happening this year, so it's not like you can get it.
So, and I'm using this Progress Keeper, which is a teapot from Twill and Print. No, a cup of tea with yarn in it. So yeah, so I had done these bobbles to represent Cressida's shoulder pads and the lace, and there's a little cable down there. And I've decided just to carry on because I did this, and it doesn't feel like they just go into the. If you wore them in a shoe,
yeah,
they just go into the thing. Or you could just wear them around the house without,
putting
them in a shoe. Or So I'm just going to carry on doing the pattern.
And you're liking the pattern?
I do, I love the pattern. So, and I love my bobbles are much more even now, she says, popping them out. I'm using my 2.5 clover.
Oh, they're a crochet bob.
Yeah, so I bought a 2.5 one because to do them, and I'm umming and ahhing whether I'm going to look and see if there's somebody's done a tutorial.
The crochet bobbles, they definitely have, because I looked at it to do my Faye top.
Yeah, so I don't really want to do it, but yeah.
Somebody definitely will have it.
And there's what I'm going to show you now as we slide into crochet corner.
We haven't got to crochet corner yet, because I've got a sock.
Oh right, you have to talk about your sock then first, then I'll talk about crochet corner.
My sock is very like...
No, it's fine. I forgot you were going to talk about them.
I wanted to we'll mention the bag.
So that
the bag and the yarn.
That pattern will all need to be tested, obviously. But yeah, this time I've got to finish the sock first. The pair of them really, and then I'll write the pattern.
Yeah,
but this is why I talk about patterns. I'm writing Mr. Bridgerton, so maybe next podcast because Joe, not that I'm doing I'm actually physically taking part in Joe's test knit. I'm not running a test knit at the moment, but I think otherwise we're going to end up having patterns coming out boom 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 boom. You know what I mean? That's a bit, they sound a bit, do you know what I mean? We don't want to need to plan, do a bit of planning, not bombard people. Yes, but I am writing that pattern, and I'm also writing another couple of patterns, and I have a pattern coming out. Yeah, the gelato cowl will be coming out at the Southern Wool Show. So maybe I should have shown that.
Are we doing all knitting before we get to crochet corner?
Why have you got more knitting?
Yeah.
Your new design. Could you do new design after?
Yeah. Okay, so my sock, I finished my Colin socks, and I thought I'm going to put another sock on my needles. And I'm keeping it in this lovely little bag, which becomes like a yarn bowl when you open it up. And it's by
Dolly Designs.
Is it Dolly Designs? I don't know. It is.
Designs.
Who
is the sister of Ted Knits.
Ted Knits. I got it at Unravel.
It's lovely.
From Ted's stand. I love it. The fabric's really...
It looks Japanese, doesn't it? Yeah.
So I'm knitting with Pixie yarn in the colourway Rapskillion. It's on BFL Silks Bamboo, I think. BFL. Yeah, 80% superwash British BFL and 20% bamboo.
It's beautiful.
And
pops of neon, everything, pink.
I'm knitting with Flexi Flips, and I'm doing the same rib that's on Colin, which is
a broken rib,
knit 2, purl 2, and then a row of knit. And I'm loving it. So no cuff, just all the same.
I love the grey. That it's like a dark muted grey. Yeah.
It's lovely. I like. There's something about a yarn that's got like a pop of those colours that you like. The bright orange.
Yeah,
that's
just keep knitting it, don't you?
Yeah, I love it. So that's just like work knitting, or
is Pixie yarn going to be at the Southern?
I think she might be. Yeah. So I bought this yarn when we were going into lockdown. The lady who's passed away.
Not Attic 24. Alternate universe.
She had a late night opening like the 2 days before we went into lockdown, and I rushed over there and bought some yarn.
You were going to run out.
I was going to run out of yarn, and who knew? We didn't know, did we, how long we were going to be locked down for? So I bought that, and this is so it's 4 years, 4 and a bit years, and I'm using it.
But you didn't knit socks then?
I didn't knit socks then. No. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with it, but I loved it. There's another one as well, like a rusty coloured one. I haven't used yet. But yeah, we love Pixie yarn.
Yeah, both these dyes. I've never seen anybody dye quite like her, and I said to her that I thought it reminded me of Malabrigo dyeing, and she was like, she was really chuffed. I didn't want to offend somebody by saying, but anyway, it's funny, isn't it, how you think.
You're going to think you're going to offend somebody.
Well, I think I was going to offend her, but it's commercial. But, that's why I was worried about offending her. Anyway, moving on
to Crochet Corner.
What's they doing on Heidi High? Dum, dum, dum.
I don't know, but I wanted to get a corner. Crochet corner.
Lovely. So there are 2 things in the Crochet Corner. The first is a sock that beautiful bag by Jill's Bags, goes with my yarn very well. The yarn is Bird Street yarn in the Aunt Sally colourway, which is just beautiful. Has these just lovely pink and green.
It's very like English country.
Yeah, make me think of spring.
Yeah.
And what I've done is put the gelato cowl on a sock. So I showed a crocheted sock last time, which had, so you knit the cuff in rib, cast it off, and then use those stitches as your your starting row for your crochet. And then we've just repeated the gelato cowl stitch, and then you pick up from the last round of crochet stitches, knit down. The rest is vanilla.
How did you decide how long to do that bit?
Well, I like this length before I start the heel to be at least 6 inches, if not more.
Oh, so you've just done a balance.
Yeah, so and you need to have, you repeat so many times, then you do one more row 1 of the pattern, so that it matches the top,
right?
The bottom and top match. And I also thought about you, prime numbers. So there are now 7 holes,
right?
And then when I was doing the rest of the leg, I did 30 rounds, so I kind of eyeballed it.
Careful.
Oh, I'm sorry. And this is on our sock blockers made by Unwrapped Yarn, which we love. Our logo. Sorry. Yeah, so that pattern, we're hoping, because this has been tested in the cowl, and this is just a vanilla sock, that the pattern can come out at the same time. Maggie's gonna test it for me quickly. And I'm on the foot of the second, so I've done the gusset, heel flap and gusset, and I'm on the second foot. So, and I think there's a rumour that John might have some Aunt Sally at the southern, but don't hold me to that, because people might have bought it before the other update, but it's becoming one of my favourite colours, and I'd like to knit a sweater in it for the spring. Yeah, so I meant to bring the other cowl because this was the first knitting and crochet that I did, and I wanted to make this look like plaid. So my stitch was two trebles gap, and then another row of, so you get the the plaid effect. And then while I was doing the second sorry, there's a roll of sellotape.
Why is
Sure,
that?
nobody noticed.
Why is that there?
What, the sellotape?
Yeah.
Because somebody must have wrapped the package. So while I was doing the second cowl, I kept making the same mistake, which was instead of doing trebles, I did double crochets. So it looked that, and I thought, wow. And that's what led.
That's the one
to,
that I can't see the pattern.
Yes, that's what led to.
Because I'm not a crocheter.
That's what led to the second cowl and sock, which has not been named yet, and I'm not sure if it will. I like them, but we'll have to think of a name. And or we were thinking of a waffle, like the waffle on socks or the waffle. I don't know, waffle.
Is that what's in there?
No. So then I was chatting to Maggie, and I was saying, wouldn't that bit of the pattern be lovely on a blanket if you striped it?
I was just thinking you would be able to see it more if it was striped.
Yeah. So I did a little swatch, because if you do a blanket, it's not in the round, so it has to look the same. So the row back has to look, because it does look different. There is a wrong side and a right side to crochet. So I did the swatch and it looked lovely, looked fine. But I kept, so the idea would be that you would have the trebles and then the double crochet, that bit, and then the next stripe you'd fill in. Yeah. So
you get straight across the nose.
Yeah. So, but I didn't do that. I just kept going with trebles on top of each other, and something else happened. So then I started doing this, which is, I was using a cake, which is a Rico creative colour ombre.
Oh, is that where there's like lots of threads together,
so
and
like
then they drop?
And it's easier to crochet this yarn than to knit it. I didn't bring the label. Oh, the label's actually in the front of these. Now think about it. So you can see that's the shawl pattern that they give you with this yarn. So you can see the colour changes. There's 17 colours.
Wow.
And I think they have it down as a DK, but it's 800 metres per 200 grams. So I'm using a 3.5 hook, which is what it says on the label.
It's really weird. Like,
and it's cotton and acrylic, 50% cotton, 50% acrylic on me. So but I've had it for ages, and I kept thinking, am I going to make a baby blanket? What am I going to do?
Really good for a baby blanket,
So,
because it wash.
Yeah, it would wash, yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to end up having to buy a second one and go back out. So the colours...
It's not a blanket though, is it?
No, it's a scarf.
Yeah.
This is going to be a scarf.
No, it's a dog blanket.
No, it's a scarf.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely.
So that's this is the right side.
I don't think you can really tell.
Yeah, so you can see that's like the
flanking with the thing.
That's the bottom. So I did a tiny bit of rib as my cast on. You could have done more, I guess, but I don't like crocheting into a chain, and I also don't want just the pattern to start.
Yeah. So
there's the tiniest bit of rib on the bottom, but yeah, then you
weigh
start
how much you use so that you can.
Yeah. And then it's a 2-row repeat, and the yarn does the rest. So, and you can block it. You could block it to be so that it's kind of like not like seaweed.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I think I like it like that.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking of doing in the round cowl with the pattern.
Yeah.
As well. So I've got, how many have I done?
See, I could see the pattern in that, but I couldn't see the pattern in this squiggly.
Well, that's
thing.
really easy to see the pattern like this because it's.
Well, yeah.
But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm on the 9th, so that's the middle. So it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be long enough.
No.
I mean, it might be long enough to just cross over. So what I might do is order another ball.
So have you measured that?
No. Because I'm blocked. It's not been blocked, so
Yeah.
it's difficult. I thought it was about 3 inches per colour, which would be
27.
54.
Yeah, it's not long enough.
So and then I thought about sewing the ends together and having it as a double loop cowl, which might work. Actually.
Well, you've got options, haven't you? Because
but at the moment it's all I want to do. So, and I wanted to keep a secret.
What? Because you meant testing my pattern?
Yeah. No, I just do one colour each day. But I really like it. And so more things.
I think it would make a nice top.
Yeah, so this is the 3rd iteration of my trebles and doubles. So.
It would make a nice top.
Not that way round.
No, I was like that way round.
Yeah, but you'd have to. How would you do it?
You just have it wide to have more stitches. So that would be the bottom. You wouldn't need any rib.
Right.
And you could just, if you ended with this and join your sleeves.
Yeah.
Just knit 2. Just
One bit
crochet 2 of those.
Yeah.
A bit longer. Not in that yarn.
No. One colour.
One colour.
Yeah, so my idea for the blanket, now I know it'll work,
Yeah.
was to do my black cone and my cream cone of from Woolly Knit of the cotton.
Yeah.
As would be a long-term project. And then just, so.
Nice.
This is the pastel. If you look on the, it's colour 1001 on the website. It's called the pastels. So that's what I've been working on this.
The crochet your fade has gone by the wayside.
It kind of has, but then I was thinking about doing one of those with it instead. So just maybe a bit wider.
Yeah.
And make a wrap version of that with the fade. Because I don't know if I want a triangle, even a crocheted triangle. So that's what I think I'm going to do that. Because I love it. It's so, because you can just do a mini a day.
Yeah. Make a good advent.
Yeah,
thing.
it would. So yeah, that's what I've been doing whilst we've been apart. So Joe's got a new design, which is in a gorgeous pigment and ply bag. Is it pigment and ply bag? But not. It's actually their bag, not.
She made it. I don't.
Yeah.
Know where the fabric's from.
It's lovely.
It's like a velvet. Beautiful. And I'm using some markers from the green and the glass. Lovely. Which it came on a little quilt pin.
It's like
and
coppery,
you just
isn't it?
attach as you use them, take them on and off. And the
I wonder
yarn.
if she's going to be at any of the festivals we're going to. It's so soft.
The yarn is from Bird Street, and it's one of their reimagined.
Oh yeah, this is really amazing, guys. John and Claire asked Joe to design a shawl for their reimagined series, which was only going to be 6 months, and people have loved it so much that they're carrying on doing more and more. And they asked Jo which colourway she'd like them to reimagine, and you chose
Beachcomber. So that's the main yarn, and then
so you get in the sets you get a skein of the colour that they've reimagined, a 100-gram skein, and then you get five 50-gram minis of the colours.
20-gram.
20-gram minis of the colours that make up.
Yeah, and those are the colours. And I don't know if any of their if they're actually any of the tonals
that looks very like kelp, doesn't it?
And that looks like frog.
Frog? But it does look different.
Yeah.
But they're definitely in, obviously, John and Claire's wheelhouse, because that was one of their
and then I was
older colours, isn't it?
I was shopping the other day and I found this washi tape which matches exactly.
Oh wow! Where were you?
In Fig 1 on the waterfront.
So what are you doing with that?
That's what I marked my pattern
so
I know where I am.
Brilliant.
Anyway, this is the pattern. So it's
surprise.
Surprise, surprise. It's the same. It's the Maggie numbers, but it's using this mini set to stripe. So the texture to see first of all. Yeah. So the main skein of Beachcomber is held all the way through, and then there's a different stripe pattern. Lots of ends, which will hopefully all go into the I-cord.
So an I-cord either side, and then this texture that looks like corrugated.
So it's it's actually knit 3, purl 3.
Yeah,
lovely. And then just a different stripe sequence. So I'm currently just on. Yeah. You have to mark the right side because it looks.
So it's got. Jo showed them the beautiful marker. It's like a leaf. It is. Well, it's like a leaf. It is a leaf.
So that's part of the green and bath.
Oh, the set. It's beautiful. Yeah. And the working title.
The working title is the John Shawl.
John is going to join the family.
Yeah.
He was very pleased when he heard about that. So you're on section 2. 3.
I'm on section 3. I really like it, and I think will work just with 2 skeins.
Yeah,
different colours.
Because you could do different stripe sequence. You could do like a 4-row stripe, and a 2, if you wanted to, but even vary it rather than having 2 by 2.
Yeah. So this works with the dark either side of the tan, and then the light either side of the tan.
Yeah.
Lovely. So we're hoping that will come out in October. Yeah,
gorgeous.
I'm really liking it.
I need to pick my set to
So yeah, that's the latest design. Have you got anything else to talk about? I've got one acquisition. So I got a message from Claire.
I don't think you should show that.
Oh yeah. I bought this yesterday. Well, you've seen me drinking out of it. It's a mug from Marks and Spencer's, and they do so many different colours, and I absolutely loved this corally pink. So
have they got like a pale blue greeny one?
I don't know if it's blue and green together. But yeah, really like that. I'm a bit of a sucker for a mug, and if I leave them here, my husband doesn't know that.
They go in the special mug cupboard, and then sorted.
So Claire was watching an older episode, not an older episode, but a few episodes ago podcast, and she messaged me and she said, would you like some
So Jo had knitted the Celeste Tee
Yeah.
by Sari Norland, but in 4-ply.
Yeah. And I was saying that I wanted to knit
a
wanted to knit a dark one for Christmas in Figgy.
Yeah.
And Claire messaged and said, would you like to knit it in the yak, merino yak in Bacall?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that would be nice.
It's beautiful.
So I said yes, and I would, but I was going to do long sleeves, so I was thinking I'd need 4 skeins. And Claire kindly gifted me 2 of them, and then I bought 2 more.
So gift.
So a gift. These 2, those 2 were a gift, and those 2
So I put half gift.
Fine. Yeah. And then I was looking through and I found this beautiful Progress Keeper that will go.
Is that Lizzie's mum from Oxford Yarn Store.
Yeah. So that goes perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be used
on the Celeste
sweater.
Beautiful. I don't know if you can see the colour.
It's part of the Vogue collection from Bird Street.
Yeah.
So
it's blurring out. It looks black over here.
It's definitely there we go. It's definitely like a very dark plum.
Well, we've gone over an hour, and that's
yeah.
I thought we weren't
So
going to anywhere near an hour.
I'm not going to start this until I come back from my holiday. I don't think.
Yeah.
So, but thank you very much.
What are you taking on your holiday to knit?
That might be next episode's topic because
right, okay.
I'm mulling over what I'm going to finish and what I need to finish.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So yeah, you could next episode can be all about my knitting plans for my 2 and a bit week trip.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So if you're free tomorrow afternoon or whatever time of the day it is and your 4 o'clock is where you live, join us for a Zoom.
Yep.
And if you think of any questions you want to ask us, that we might be okay answering. Not sure we're going to answer everything, but yeah. And if not, we will be back in a couple of weeks. Probably be podcasting mid Southern Yarn Show because we're going to go both days. And
we might even do it on the Friday. Will we do it on the Friday before? No, we'll do it.
Will you come on the Friday before?
We're working it out, aren't we?
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah,
we're not sure what's happening. But
yeah, I'm not sure if we want to podcast. I was thinking the Sunday morning before we go back over.
Yeah,
but there will be a podcast about the Southern Yarn Wool Show, and
then the week after that is Unravel.
Yeah,
which is the Friday and Saturday, not the Sunday, isn't it?
It's the autumn one. And the Gelato Cowl will come out on Saturday the 7th of September. And if you keep an eye out on Instagram, there will be our usual little discount with a code that we have. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the sock pattern will also be there.
Cool.
Yeah. So have a good rest of the weekend, everyone. And
we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
So enjoy your knitting.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.